So, what do you get when you take a totally empty corner of an office and decide to turn it into a gigantic, living, breathing ecosystem? Well, today we're going to dive deep into one creator's wild journey to build a mega aquarium and fill it with some of the absolute coolest fish you've probably ever seen. Right, so this is the mission statement. This isn't just about getting some fish in a tank. Oh no. The whole idea is to put together a team of aquatic superheroes. We're talking about fish that were picked specifically for their unique talents, their special powers. It's a huge goal, and it all starts with nothing but an empty room and a really big dream. So first up, the mega tank vision. Before you can have fish, before you even have water, you've got to have a plan, right? The very first step was taking that blank canvas of an office corner and imagining something incredible. This was about more than just setting up some furniture. It was about laying the groundwork for a whole new world. And just like that, there it is. The centerpiece arrives. I know, right now it just looks like a big glass box, but this is the vessel for an entire ecosystem. You can almost feel the potential buzzing around it. With the tank itself finally in place, the real fun could begin, building the world inside it, right from the ground up. Okay, so now we're building the foundation. See, a truly great aquarium isn't just about the cool fish you put in it. It's about the world they get to live in. And what's so fascinating here is seeing how this underwater landscape, what the pros call an aquascape, was built so carefully one layer at a time. And this isn't just for looks. Every single layer is crucial for a healthy, stable home. And you gotta understand, none of this is random. Each element has a job. The aqua soil at the bottom, that's packed with nutrients for the plants. The sand on top, that acts like a cap to keep the soil from making the water all murky. Then you add the wood to look like old, sunken tree trunks. And finally, the rocks to blend it all together into this beautiful, natural-looking scene. All right, with that natural foundation all set, it was time for some DIY decorations. This is where the project really starts to get its personality, where it goes from just being a fish tank to being a legit piece of one-of-a-kind art. And it all started with some, well, pretty unconventional materials. So picture this. You've got a brick, some chisels, and absolutely zero experience carving anything. The goal? To carve a custom fish statue. As you can probably guess from that quote, confidence wasn't exactly at an all-time high when this little adventure began. But hey, check it out. It actually worked. I mean, sure, there were a few accidental chips here and there, but the end result is this awesome, quirky little statue. And of course, the googly eyes were the masterstroke. That's what gives it real character. The next DIY job was the background for the tank. And it started out super simple, almost like a kid's drawing on poster paper, with some sand, seaweed, and even some fun axolotl stickers. But to turn this simple sketch into something truly amazing, a very modern tool was brought in. And this is where things get super cool. That hand-drawn concept was scanned and fed into an AI, which then totally reimagined it into this stunning, incredibly detailed underwater scene. A quick trip to a print shop, and bam! The tank had a vibrant, totally custom backdrop that looked amazing. And now for section 4, bringing the world to life. Okay, this is where things get really, really important. You can't just fill the tank with water, toss some fish in, and call it a day. This next step is, without a doubt, the most critical scientific part of the whole project, making sure the tank is actually a safe and healthy home. So this whole cycling thing, it's a non-negotiable. You absolutely can't skip it. It's basically a 12-day waiting game where you're growing good bacteria. See, fish waste creates toxic ammonia. So you need one type of bacteria to grow that eats the ammonia and turns it into nitrite, which is still toxic. Then you need a second type of bacteria to grow that eats the nitrite and turns it into much safer nitrate. It's like building a city's waste management system before anyone moves in. While that all-important cycle was doing its thing, it was time for another huge investment. Not on fish, not on filters, but on plants. A lot of plants. The final bill for all the greenery in the tank came out to a whopping $593. And this wasn't just about randomly sticking plants in the sand. Oh no, this was a full-on underwater landscaping project. The small plants went up front, the medium ones in the middle, and the tallest ones in the back. Why? To create a real sense of depth. The end result is this lush, jungle-like aquascape that just completely brings the whole tank to life. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Section 5, introducing the residence. Seriously, everything up to this point, the building, the decorating, the science, it has all been leading to this very moment. It's time to meet the cast of aquatic superheroes and see if that promise was kept. So, after a 4-hour drive to the biggest fish store in the state, this was the damage. $500. Not for a ton of fish, but for a very carefully selected team of specialists. The hunt for fish with special abilities was officially over. First into the tank, meet the cleanup crew, the balloon mollies. Now, their superpower might not sound flashy, but trust me, it's essential. Think of them as little Roombas for the aquarium, constantly sifting the sand and picking at surfaces, keeping the entire ecosystem sparkling clean. Next up, you've got these guys, the hill stream loaches, and they look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. They're like tiny, flat stingrays, and their special ability is awesome. They use their fins to basically suction themselves onto any surface, so they can crawl right up the glass walls of the tank, munching on algae like little aliens. And now for the sharpshooters of the surface world, the clouded archerfish. These guys have a superpower that is just wow. They swim near the top, and if they see an insect sitting on a leaf above the water, they spit a high-pressure jet of water with pinpoint accuracy to knock it right into the tank for dinner. It's unbelievable to watch. And for the final addition, it's not actually another fish. It's their food source, live brine shrimp. But it's the delivery method that's genius. Instead of just dumping them in, they're fed to the fish using a water gun. It's a super fun and surprisingly effective way to make sure everyone, from the archerfish at the top to the mollies at the bottom, gets a good meal. And so, after all that planning, building, and creativity, here it is, the final result. What was once just an empty corner is now this vibrant, thriving world, just buzzing with life and incredible behaviors. It's a true window into another world, right there in the office. So in the end, is it just a tank of fish, or is it a world of its own? I think what this whole project really shows is that if you have a vision and you pour a little creativity and a lot of hard work into it, you can build something truly special. It's way more than just a hobby. It's a whole universe, built from scratch.